Okay, so real quick, like scenario situation. So we're gonna talk to Serena's chiropractor later today at 10 o'clock. He's about 55. He has a variable life policy for 500,000. Serena thinks he's paying maybe somewhere around 400 bucks a month, right? So let's let's just do something really fast. So like as we're thinking about, closing and kitchen table appointments and those sorts of things, sometimes when you get presented with a situation like this, you're not going to do a full presentation, right? One, we're going to do this over a phone call. And so do you think my odds of closing today are high or low? Can you put it in the Zoom chat? You can unmute yourself. I don't really care. What do you think? High,
Low,
high, high or low odds?
low.
Probably lower than if we were actually on an appointment and I could show him something and he can see it, right? So just for giggles, let's just look at something really quick. So 55-year-old man, the longest term that we can do, right, is 25 years because that takes him straight to 80. Class six is where we submit. But if he's already paying 400 and some odd thousand or 400 some odd dollars a month, we're assuming, and it's a variable life policy, right? That is a variable life is some form of like an IUL equivalent, right? And so that's part of the reason that he's paying so much. So if he's really focused on just life insurance, and even if I quoted him a 20-year term for 500,000, and it's probably 200 bucks a month cheaper than what he's paying now, and he's still relatively healthy, well, I'd say the odds of closing just went up drastically, right? Because the other thing Serena told me is that he's not happy about it. So when we have the conversation today, it's going to sound something along the lines of, you know, hey, Dr. Gentry, my name is Noah McQueen. I'm Serena's regional vice president. Thanks so much for taking a few minutes for, today. Serena told me that you've already got some coverage and you weren't happy about it. Is that right? I'm setting that up because now he knows that I know that he's already unhappy, and I'm going to just keep pulling on that pain. Remember, closing is all about finding pain, exposing the pain, fixing the pain, period. Think about anything you've ever bought in your life. It was because there was a problem of some sort and you needed to fix it. I don't care if it's just because you wanted it. Wanting it was the problem, and then you fixed it. That's sales, period. Right. And so, hey, I mean, Dr. Gentry, let's be honest, even though you're covered right now, is the price on that going to keep going up on you, or have you seen it go up recently? Probably, right? So if I could show you something that is not going to change for as long as we want it to be in force and the price doesn't change, is that something that you would prefer? Is that something you would rather have? Something that's level term, meaning the price today is going to be the price all the way at the end? It's like, yeah, that's what I wanted in the first place. Perfect. That's what we're going to do. So listen, you did this before, right? It's probably the same. We're just going to apply and see how it comes back. I don't want you to mess with the other one yet. I know that you're not happy with it, right? But God forbid something happened. I would never want you to be like underinsured in terms of a lapse in your coverage. And so we're going to keep that one in force. When this one comes back, we'll get back together, make sure it's exactly the way we want it to be. Then we'll deal with getting rid of the other one. Sound good? Awesome. Who do you want your beneficiary to be? Guys, that's the normal flow of a close, no matter what, right? Especially there at the end. Now, obviously, I can't draw him an A diagram. I can't show him numbers, right? And so what is likely going to happen is we'll have a conversation of some point or of some sort today. Most likely we'll set something back up later because if he's old school, he doesn't want to Zoom, he didn't even want to FaceTime, he just wants a phone call. Now, that doesn't mean I can't close it. Watch me, right? But but odds of actually getting it done without being able to see anything are much lower. So what will most likely happen is we'll have a phone call. I'll run a number, I'll generate the quote, and I will have to send it to him, is my guess, right? So just for example, and maybe you guys knew this, maybe you didn't. When you're on a quote like this, let me get rid of the other applicant. Oh, by the way, his wife's not going to be here, right? It's just him. So, but the guy runs his own business. Do you really think he needs to run it by her if he's already got life insurance and he's getting a better thing and saving money? No. But if he wants something to look at, when you're on a quote like this, if you come up here to the three lines and then come down to print, quote, premium table, quote, helping benefits. If you put agent information, it actually, I'll do it just to show you. You don't ever do this though. And I know it seems counterintuitive. Here's why. When you include agent information, it shows them your commission. Unless you're trying to recruit somebody, you don't need to show them the commission, right? But here, just so you can see. Custom quote, quick quote, right? Shows them what they're being quoted on. And then it shows a table of if you took some less coverage, right? Yeah, look at the price. Price goes up. Why? Why does the price go up when we go below 500? Anybody?
Branding.
Thank you. Right? And then if we had two applicants on here, it would show both charts up and down. And then some stuff about Primerica. This is the benefits of Primerica, right? So it shows all of the reasons why our stuff is better. Now, obviously, we put other companies, and since we don't know, well, we put the question marks, right? And then down here, it shows what you would make. This is the agent information. This is why you don't click agent information, right? They know they know that you're going to make money, obviously. But again, unless you're trying to recruit someone, you don't need to put this in here. Okay, so just don't click that. And then it will stay off. And then if you click your phone number on it, yeah, it puts your phone number and info on the front page. Okay. So if you're ever doing that quote and printing whatever, right? So giving it to someone, then hit print, click these top five, right? And then include your number, but don't click this. Okay. I don't even know why that's on there. It's stupid. Other than if you're trying to recruit somebody. Okay. So that's a scenario that's literally going to happen today at 10 o'clock. So we're going to be done today by 10. Um, couple of things that I told you we were talking about this morning. So ECBS tickets. I don't know who bought the other five tickets when we went from 18 to 23. When I buy bulk tickets like that, the numbers don't like count until we use them. Does that make sense? So like I bought 25 more tickets, but we haven't used any yet. So it didn't really like it shouldn't have registered. So I honestly don't know who went and bought tickets, but I am going to go look real fast because I'm super curious. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But in terms of like how we use the ticket, when you have someone like if you're incentivizing, right? So Haley is getting one for Deanna. If you're incentivizing for that, then what you do is send me 20 bucks, right? And then when you log in with them for the ticket, it's fill it out just like everything is normal, but in the coupon code area, you just put in my rep ID again. Okay. So I'll just do it really fast. So early bird, right? And then, oh, let me just see something. Let me see if doing it in the other one will work. Hmm. It works in it works in that one. Does it work in this one? Huh. So it works on the live stream, but not in the other one. Interesting. Okay. Well, let me tell Rick that. Well, here's what we can do. Haley, you just go get Deanna's with the live stream for now. And if she shows up in person, guess who controls tickets at the door? Traylon.
Traylon.
Just use the live stream versions for right now, guys, because then we don't have to worry about it and it'll get fixed as we get fixed. Okay. So Haley, just go knock that one out and do it that way for now. But I am going to tell Rick that way he knows that I think they just didn't turn on that button or something. Um,
I don't even have my link to get the administration ticket yet. So thanks, Rick.
you can, girl,
So
go
when I
use one of
say I
these.
have my tickets, just know that I'm
I know.
always going to be there.
No, I know. This not works. The live stream ticket. Okay. So now go ahead. Go just guys, if you're gonna use them, right? Log in or register the exact same way. And then on the coupon code, it's just my rep ID. But if you tell everybody that, right, they're gonna go use them all. I'm out 500 bucks. I would prefer to not be out 500 bucks, right? And so let's use them. Like let's get these used, right? I would love nothing more than to get these used. So, but here we go. Let's see who bought tickets. Tennille, Crystal, Emily, Angel, ours. Oh, it's Aspen. So Aspen and Tennille. Those were two extra ones.
They bought theirs like not this week, the week before.
I I don't know then
Was
maybe.
Angel a new one?
Yeah,
Mhm.
but she's only one.
She's got two.
No, I don't see how it doesn't.
Yeah, it says Henderson total two on over there.
Yeah.
Oh, I bought two of them, one for me and one for Jarvis.
Oh, you did. Okay, well, it's
Yeah,
just weird that it didn't like break the names out.
I don't know.
That's why I was confused. Because like Tennille must have done the same thing. She must have got one for her and one for Evan, but it didn't break the names out. No?
Yeah, she bought.
Well,
She
no.
don't know. She only bought one because she doesn't know what Evan's is gonna where he's gonna be with his course and whatnot.
Interesting.
And because right now, Aspen said it's probably just gonna be her and Tanyelle coming,
Okay, that's
but
fine.
they are planning to come in person.
Interesting. Okay. Well, hey, either way, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Um, we'll take it and let's just keep it rolling. Let's just
And
keep it.
we'll keep selling the most tickets.
Yeah, always. Okay, so SIE stuff, right? So that's the tickets. Now, guys, here's the other thing, right? So skin in the game matters, right? Just like I was willing to put it out there to get those tickets. If you guys want to focus on like getting to that next level, getting those, five people or whatever that you're two, three, whatever, right? I challenge you to like reserve tickets, right? If you think you're going to bring three people, send me 60 bucks and I'll hold three for you. Right. And then that way you're like, look, now I need to go get this done, whether that's incentivizing someone, right? Whether that's somebody doing it and then sending me, like, I don't care, however you want to do it. Right. We got plenty of time. But I skin in the game matters. And so the commitment side, I think, is the big thing. So focusing on trying to get two, three people there, right? So the way I'd like you guys to think about using it right now is continue talking to about ECBS to your people, getting them like tied into the idea of it. I'm gonna go find one of Hector Lamarck's like good training videos and post that out. Like, hey, this is who's coming. He's kind of a big deal. And then focus on, right, the incentive of, hey, listen, like if you like whoever does a policy, right, this week or this month or whatever, like this week ideally, right? Try to keep it towards like when you want to generate activity, focus on that, or use it as an appointment setting thing, right? Hey, if you go set five appointments, I'll take care of your ECBS ticket, set 10, right? Keep that going on the incentive side of things.
Question.
Mhm.
So Haley and I were talking last night during the meeting. What's your thoughts on incentivizing them for like finishing the pre-licensing course and or going and passing like their tests?
Finishing pre-licensing, no. Passing, sure. Right. And the reason I say that is because how many people did we have finish pre-licensing over the last 60 days, Angela, that have not done anything?
Yeah, that's true.
They could go in and Google all the answers and finish pre-licensing in a day if they really wanted to. So think about like you have to incentivize something. Anytime that there's a monetary aspect tied to the incentive, you have to think about what should you be willing to pay for, right?
Okay.
And so think about like um the ECBS ticket is 20 bucks, right? At the end of the day, like if somebody really wanted one, they could just pay me 20 bucks and have a free ticket. It saves them seven right now. So it's a deal, right? And it would be more of a deal come price increases. That's not why we did it, right? We want to incentivize a behavior. It's a behavior modification tool. And so we want someone to do something, but in order for it to work, it has to be of value to them and to you. An ECBS ticket is of value to no one if they don't know what the hell it is, right?
Yeah.
If they don't understand why they should focus on coming, why they should be there in person, why they even want to just be able to listen and hear from a guy who's built something massive, right? That's important. I'm going to talk about it tomorrow night, and I'm going to find that I'm going to find a good video of Hector that we can sort of like play during that, just to kind of get everybody like dialed in.
Can
But
we make a
anytime,
graphic for like passers though for it?
yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to make one, I would, right? I would hold that in reserve. I would talk to people about that individually, right? But I would rather you actually incentivize people with the ticket based on the appointment setting. Because remember, that's what's going to drive your business, right? Somebody sitting down in a closet by themselves and getting their license is great. It moves the licensing number. But at the end of the day, if they still haven't set any appointments, they don't get a bonus out of it. It doesn't drive the business side of things, right? It kind of there's a disconnect. And so that's like you can add that on for them, right? But I would rather you keep it tied to appointment setting. Okay. So questions on that ticket stuff? If you want to do that and that's how you're going to incentivize them, cool, right? But again, anything where you're coming out of pocket from a business owner perspective monetarily, you want something to come back, right? For a monetary like recap, like to come back to you, right? Haley, you finished Deanna's just now? Okay, cool. And here's the other thing. When you guys use tickets, I need to know. So that way I can kind of keep like a running like a running tab in here because I don't get like I just have to like email the team and ask them how many tickets have been used. So yeah. So all right, so SIE, right? So Haley's working on SIE, Michelle's working SIE, Matt's working SIE, Angela, Jennifer, right? Everybody is supposed to be like back in there. Matt and Michelle are on like unit 8 out of 18 or 19. Angel, you working on yours too? I know you had done it once.
Yes, I'm working on mine now. I went in yesterday and took two tests.
Good. Awesome. So listen, it's there, right? It's the first step no matter what. Now remember, the SIE doesn't license you for anything, but it's your first like hurdle that you have to knock down. So SIE, after the SIE, we fill out a document called your U4, right? We have to file that. Think about it as sort of like a security clearance background check on the financial services side, right? So it's a federal level. It's essentially a federal background check. There's a whole new set of fingerprints you have to do. I know you just did state fingerprints. It doesn't matter. It's a federal set of fingerprints. Don't get me started, right? I have a top secret, secure, compartmentalized clearance, and I still had to do all this stuff. So you ain't getting out of it, I promise. And so it's a whole nother set of fingerprints, but it's one of those things where you pay, you pass, you get reimbursed, right? It's part of the SIE. Your test cost and your fingerprint cost get reimbursed after you pass. So, well, you also can't do your fingerprints until you pass, but it gets reimbursed. So SIE, right? The best thing that I can ask you guys to do in terms of preparing for that exam is schedule the exam, because the pressure of having the exam scheduled and having to back plan your timeline will force you into getting it done. Until I scheduled my Series 65, I did not take it seriously because it was so much information. I felt like I knew most of it. I didn't want to do it. But then, I said, you know what? I have to get this done before ECBS. And this was last September. And so I said, all right, here we go. I looked at my schedule and I said, this is the only week I can take it. I scheduled it and I back planned everything from there. It's the only way, because without the pressure of that, you're never going to do it and you'll just keep moving it. Right? Yeah. I told Haley, like, I'm going to get it done, right? When we were in San Diego in August, I said I'm getting it done before ECBS. And I did it because I scheduled the exam. Had I never scheduled the exam, I would have kept finding a reason to keep kicking it down the road. Here's your caution. When you are transitioning to focus on like an investment exam, it can take over your day, especially if you allow it to. And here's why, because you feel like you're being productive. You feel like you're moving something forward, like you feel like you're moving the needle, but the scoreboard never changes. But you're telling yourself, oh, I'm okay because I'm doing this. But you stop doing the thing that's going to actually keep paying you in the interim. Okay. And so the trick becomes you have to do business during the day and you have to do SIE and investment exam licensing before the day and at the end of the day. Or if you have an appointment that blows out in the middle of the day, you fill it. That's the only time, right? But if you allow yourself on a day when you should have been running appointments, depending on what you're, right, if you're full time in the business and you take time out of your day during the day to focus on investment licensing, you're going to sabotage your business. I promise you. Go look at our numbers in October and September, and I'll show you what happened. Because I did exactly what I'm telling you not to do, right? And so did Haley. She was focused on nothing but the SIE, and I was focused on the 65. And the numbers for September and into October were the worst thing we've ever put up. This business is a lagging indicator, right, of your results, right? So if you're seeing good results right now, it's because of work you did like 30, 60 days ago. If you're seeing poor results right now, it's because you had poor results 30 to 60 days ago and you're not generating new activity yet. It never changes, right? It never changes. And so like right now, where our premium is higher than our recruits, I'm nervous as hell because we don't have a pipeline on the front end of new people coming in to push us into new markets. I'm getting very, very nervous right now. Our premium to recruit should never be higher generally, right? Because if you're thinking about the whole 60% math and people are quitting, like we're in a dangerous bubble right now. We have to get the activity going. We have to bring in new recruits. Awesome. And like let's sit down, let's talk to them, let's get it going. But it's only going to be harder in February. It's only going to be harder in February. The price is going to go back up to normal, right? So if you have people that are on the fence right now, even if they're even just like thinking about it, hey, listen, let's get you in right now. The price is going to go up next month. Right now, it's on like a massive discount. It's $60 cheaper than it ever will be again. Let's just get it done now. I mean, if you could get your license for like $60 and it's your license forever, and we can get you investment license. Look, even if you think you're not ready to like run the business yet, getting in and getting licensed when it's as cheap as it's ever going to be makes a lot of sense. Am I right? Awesome. There you go. Right. And that's what that looks like. But generating activity, getting a new post up, getting a new post out is going to make all the world. Because like I'm telling you right now, we are in a dangerous position. Big time. Okay. reset. Questions now, SIE, right? Actually studying for the SIE. Schedule your exam. I think the new price is $100 for the exam, I think, right? If you schedule it and then you have to move it, as long as you move it, I think 72 hours prior to the exam date, what, 48?
I think the last time it was longer because remember I tried to go change it, but I was going to be charged a fee, so I didn't.
I don't remember. Somebody go look and then tell the rest of us like what it's going to be. But it's either I want to say 72 hours. 48, I don't think so, but I think 72 hours. Um, but schedule it and then back plan from there. And if life starts to life and you're like 2 weeks out and you're like not even close, then move it. But if you just continually keep moving it, you're never going to get it done. I promise you. So I highly recommend just scheduling it and then getting through the units and the modules quickly. What I did for the 65, because it was so much, there's a spot where you can download audio of all of the material, right? And so for me, what I did, because it downloads in like an MP4 format, I downloaded it, I dropped it into my iTunes. This only works if you have an iPhone, sorry, right? I dropped it into my iTunes, and then I was able to listen to the entire book. I would walk in the morning for like an hour. I listened to a unit, right? So I heard every single word. It reads you every question, everything, right? And so I listened to the entire thing, and then I came back and sat down, and as I like skimmed through the reading of the unit, I didn't actually have to read it because as I'm looking at it, I've already read it. And then when I'm taking the little quizzes and questions and everything, I've heard those as well. So now I'm like double reinforced. And now when I take all of the unit exams and everything, I was averaging high 70s, low 80s. It worked for me. I don't know if it'll work for you, but I promise you hearing the entire book helped because there were little things that I never got before by just trying to like watch videos and skim through the text on my computer because I skimmed it too fast. But if I heard it and then I skimmed it, it like double reinforced for me. So for me, that's what worked for me. I don't think it could hurt any of you, right? So I would recommend that, at least giving that a shot, because I haven't found another way to listen to the book, right? That's the only way is download that, but it breaks it down. Every chapter is its own like segment, so you can listen to it just like that. That's the way I did it. Questions? Haley, were you able to get that to work?
Yeah, so no fee is 10 days or more before the exam, and then a fee is 3 to 10 days before the exam.
Okay. Um, well, there you go, right? But if you're scheduling a few weeks out, then or you're scheduling for like a month out, I would say just put like another thing on your calendar on day 12 or 11 that says, "Hey, like checkpoint to reschedule," right? Checkpoint to reschedule, no fee. And if you go past that, you're just gonna go get a good look at it. That's the way to think about it. So here's SIE, right? If you If you fail it, you have to wait 30 days before you can take it again. You can schedule it again immediately, but you can't schedule it inside of 30 days. So like if you took it today, you'd have to wait until February 28th, maybe 27th. I don't know, right? But you get the point. If you fail it 3 times within a 6 month period, you have to wait 6 months to take it again. That's regulatory. I can't change that. Nobody can change that. Okay. If you took it once, failed, took it twice, failed, and you waited 6 months, you're reset. You have 3 new shots at it. Okay. The thing that I don't want you guys to do is not try, right? Angel studied for like 2 weeks and went and took it and got like a 62. And then she just didn't do it again, right? Guys, going and getting a 60 something the first round is good. I'll be completely honest with you. It's probably like a 40% pass rate on the first round. For most people, just because they've never done it before and they get very nervous and they go in and they get like overwhelmed about passing the damn test, right? Use the question bank, use the Q bank, go through the modules, right? Go through the modules, take the quizzes. When you take a unit quiz, it's not like a test. It's not like the life exam. You can't go back and take that again. But that's why Q bank exists because you can go into Q bank and set it up to where you can take the exam for however many questions you want. You can set it to use only the questions that you've gotten previously incorrect or that were unused. All right. And so I think I can still get into my 65 and I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Because this is the thing that will make your progress go a lot faster. Okay, that's new. Okay, interesting. Maybe I'm done. Did it kick me out? I don't need a study package. Uh,
It like updated.
because before it told me I had access until the end of February, so I'm just curious what's going on. Oh, sweet. Sweet. Hopefully I don't get charged for something. Now it ends in July. Sick. All right. It's weird that it still lets me in because I've already passed, but I won't argue. I thought it was just going to let me go till my original like window was up. Okay, so dashboard study tools up here. Bang. Why? Okay, I don't need this. Go away. Okay, study tools, right? So securities, pro, KeyBank. These should all look the same, right? Whether regardless of what kind of exam you're taking. Simulate exam will make you an actual like verbatim exam based on the percentages and the numbers of questions. Okay. Custom QBank, custom quiz is one that you guys can go in and do yourself, right? Like if you want to go in, you can have it select from all topics if you want, or you can just focus on, right? So 24 units, right? Worse than your SIE, bigger. Or you can just pick like one thing and look at all of the questions inside here, guys. There's over 4,000 questions in this QBank, right? So I'm just going to do select all. Next, I'm going to do unused and previously incorrect, right? That's the way you should do this. Next, show score as you go, because remember, this is a study tool. So you want feedback. You want the feedback because then it's going to show you like where to go study if you got it wrong. Okay. So show answer explanation, show score as you go, and then name it whatever the heck you want, and then decide how many questions you want. If you got like 15 minutes, right, do 10 questions. If you go faster, right, then do 20 questions, right? But make it for whatever you want. But these are like small, like quick hits, right? Like you get somebody that scheduled and then blew out, well, take 20 minutes and go take a QBank quiz. That's the only time I want you guys focusing on studying during the day if you're working this full time. Like if you're in your business full time, right? If you're part time, get it when you can. Okay. But the Q banks are going to like reinforce everything for you. Okay. And then just really quick, like the reason I leave the answers and everything on, I'm not even gonna read, right? So look, this is why, but then it tells you exactly where to go back and get the answer. Or if you missed it, you're like, oh, dang, I just wasn't paying attention, right? Submit. Okay, now what? Let's see. Did I get it right? Oh, that's gonna be for the whole exam. Right. Oh, dang it, I knew it, right? So like but leave those on and then use that while you're going through it. Okay. Because again, the Q banks don't hurt you. They don't hurt you. You can take as many times as you want. If you're going through the like modules for stuff, like if you take the unit quiz, that's it. You don't get to go back and take it. Okay. And that was the thing that pissed me off when I first started the SIE because I thought I could do it the same way as like the life exam. I just went and took the first quiz and got like a 50 and I was pissed. And I didn't do anymore. Okay. Questions on the SIE stuff. Okay.
Just let me
Emily,
know when Matt schedules so I can schedule mine one day before.
hey, I don't know. Maybe one of you is gonna have to pull the trigger first. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And Michelle, Matt's got a leg up on you because he's already taken it once. He took it once like 6 months ago, 7 months ago. I don't know. It's been a minute. But I believe you're a better test taker. So that's personally, right? Personally. Yeah, and FINRA has a great practice exam, and I would like for you guys to do both, right? And so I'm gonna go find it. I'm gonna show it to you because when I was doing the SIE, you kind of get burnt out on the like Q banks sometimes because you'll even though even though you're using previously like unused or incorrect, a lot of the answers start looking the same. Okay. And so SIE, here we go. So this is the SIE page. There is a practice test right here. Okay. The practice test is really good. The questions are worded differently than they are on the like Kaplan system. Okay. And I'm gonna put this in chat right now. The only downfall to this one is the questions don't change. So if you go in and take it and it's 75 questions and you reset and take it again, the questions are going to be the exact same. That's good and bad from a test taking perspective. Right. Good because you can go back immediately and you can get positive reinforcement of answering a question and getting a right answer and like conditioning your brain to the right answer. Right. Good in that sense. Bad in the sense that if all you did was that, you're going to get conditioned to thinking that you're really, really good, but you got really, really good at answering those 75 questions. Right. But I will tell you, taking that the day before I went and took my actual SIE, I took it. I got like a 75 or something. I don't know. Right. And then I took it again and got a 99 or 98. I can't remember exactly what the score was. I missed one. Right. I knew that I was answering questions that I had just answered, but that was okay because it was a confidence boost for me because I had just seen the questions. It was more of a confidence boost of my test taking ability, not necessarily my knowledge comprehension. Does that make sense? So use it because it doesn't change. And the verbiage is different. And oh, by the way, at least three of the questions on the actual exam were on that practice test, like word for word. So use it, right? It's just another tool. And yes, the FINRA wording is actually more like the wording on the exam. It is a FINRA exam. That's a FINRA practice test. Okay. And you'll get to see some of the, like just the variances in the way the questions are worded, asked, etc. All right. I know this kind of got way off drill for skill for today, but these are important things that we need to talk about because if you guys ever want to be regional vice presidents someday, you have to be investment licensed, right? There are exceptions, but we don't use them anymore because you only get so many. And it's at like the OSJ level, right? So we're talking like from Andy to Nate to Mario. Mario is the OSJ. So Mario is the one with the exceptions, and he only gets so many, and he's kind of tapped out. Oh, by the way, if you go regional vice president on an exception without an investment license, nobody gets stock. So do you really think anyone is interested in doing that? No, and neither should you be, right? You shouldn't be because you're going to cheat yourself out of it. Don't like it's not happening, right? So focus on doing that in the downtime windows, right? Focus on building during like building time windows, okay? And so drill for skill today, Andy was actually kind of doing a lot of the like kitchen table like scenario type stuff. A lot of the transitions in a kitchen table close happen just like they would in a recruiting call, right? The tie downs are the tie downs. The only difference becomes, right, a a kitchen table appointment is when you are able to then show the value, get someone to transition, move forward with hey, so listen, so what we're going to do today is, right, this makes sense yet. What we're going to do today is we're just going to apply, see how it comes back. And then from there, right, who do you want your beneficiary to be? Right? You've done DocuSign before? Yeah, super simple. Okay, perfect. Great. We're going to pull this up. Take about 10, 15 minutes at the most. Right. And and that's the process. And so I went and took the the message that Andy had put in the wolf pack. I went and stole that for all of his like closing and hunting YouTube videos, right? So here's that for you guys. That way you've got all of those YouTube videos um, in one place, right? So it's a quick quote demonstration. It's a diagram demonstration. It's orientation. What was the other one? Yeah. But if you haven't, right, go back and watch those, take notes. And what I'd like you guys to do today is if you don't have anything going on, right, we need to be generating activity. So activity generation, right, getting someone to make a new post for you, getting someone to share a post for you, shares, right? So in order of precedence, right, a new post from somebody else in a new market tagging you, making it public. Two, somebody sharing your post for you, right? Three, just going back and like highlighting on an old post, right? Just getting it back in front. Um, Remember, you can always edit a post, don't delete it, go generate some activity underneath it. Going back, and if people have shared your post, clicking on the share, turning on notifications for that, making sure you've commented underneath it because people get lost in the sauce in those sometimes because they're commenting, but you never saw it kind of thing. But like if you've had somebody pass recently, make sure they're getting a post up about, like gratitude, bonus, and that sort of thing. Definitely good there. Michelle, yes.
Mostly out of curiosity, has anybody done the mortgage license? Have you done it? Anybody you know done it? What that looks like?
I know people that have done it. I have not done it, and intentionally I didn't do it because I want someone to get licensed that and I can just like push, right? So the mortgage license is heavily discounted. It's not free. And so I think it's like 300 upfront, and then the rest of the cost, I think it's like a $750 license is taken from your earns, right? So it'd be pulled from your first commission. And then annually, there's a renewal just like an investment license. And that varies based on the state. Okay. Florida and Georgia are expensive. And for me, like as a branch manager, if I were licensed on the mortgage side, I think it would cost me about 1,500 bucks a year, roughly. Now, one mortgage pays for that, right? And so it is what it is, right? So it's just a matter of I never wanted to focus on that. It's a great tool. Like I would rather somebody in the brokerage do it because then they can do it, they can make money. I would get a tiny override off of it, totally happy with that, but I would rather somebody in the brokerage do it because I'm the only one doing investments right now, right? And so it used to be you can only get mortgage licensed if you were life and then securities licensed, but that's changed now and you can go life into mortgages if you really want to. And so that's that's fine, right? Like the mortgage exam is kind of big. The licensing window for it, I think it's either like a 2 week like distance learning, self-paced, or like a 1 week go through it. And then you take your exam. Um, but it's just like anything else, right? You have to have a resident license, and then you have to have non-resident licenses per state. So let's other licensing.
Sorry, I'm just kind of really, I you know this, more interested in the education
Yeah, yeah.
right now.
No, for sure. And like if that's something that you want to do, you totally can, right? It's just keep in mind that if you wanted to get licensed and do it, right? It's a it is a relatively expensive license to keep and maintain. Um, Actively working on. Okay. So I think you are in Maryland, Michelle, so you can't get licensed yet. So Primerica has not had the mortgage line for that long, right? And so we've expanded rapidly in the last couple of years, but there are still a few states where we don't have a program yet. So New York we're working on, and Maryland looks like we're working on. So so Michelle, for you, that means get your investment license done first. But everybody else, right? So Georgia, South Carolina, Louisiana, Texas, blah, blah, blah. Like everybody else can do it. So um, but yeah, I mean, mortgages are huge, right? There's a lot of money in mortgages to be had, especially if you are doing, like a refinance for somebody, or refinancing into a debt consolidation type scenario where there's a little bit of like equity out. Um, yeah, I mean, Trey, if that's something you want to do, we can talk about it for sure. If that's
Is that still done through Rocket Mortgage? Is that how they?
Mhm. Yep.
Okay.
And so the nice thing too is there's there's a way on the mortgage side now, because it used to be very, very difficult. Like it's very labor intensive. You had to collect a bunch of documents and stuff. But now if you wanted to do sort of like the referral process, right? You can gather the initial data, you can pay a percentage point of I can't remember what it is, right? And essentially somebody at home office does all the back work. So worth it from that perspective, sure, right? Because then you can keep doing other things. But again, it's just an area I haven't tapped yet, but it's not something that I've wanted to focus on. If somebody else wants to do that, by all means, right? Like we can do it and kind of walk you through that and show you what the licensing process looks like and how all that works.
So a friend of mine, they're flipping houses and they pretty much got everybody, that they want in the realm of, who needs to go where. And then like we just need somebody in mortgages. So I'm like, hmm. So that was my initial go-to for that as well. Like I
mhm.
definitely still want to work on my SIE, but I feel like, I'm kind of like the eat the frog first one. So if that one's like the hardest one, I kind of want to go after that one first and then get that one out of the way and then focus on my SIE. So
Yeah, well, I don't know that
yeah.
this one. So the one nice thing about getting the mortgage license, right? It's one test, one license done. The investment side is SIE 663, and you're not licensed until you have your 63. Jen, for you, you're in Florida, SIE 6, and then you could do things in Florida, right? Um, so different levels, right? I guess it's not as bad as I thought. So 260, 260, 260, right? And so 3-day webinar, like you're there, you have to be in, you have to do it all three, right? There is a 7-day like self-paced. That one's pretty intensive, or the 14-day online, right? The problem with these though, like if you do this one and don't finish, or you do this one and don't finish, you have to pay and do it again. There is no like, you're like, oh, right. So you have to. And so um you have until 11 on the last day to complete the course. You have 24/7 access, but you don't get a mulligan, right? You don't get a do-over if you don't get it done inside that time frame or inside that window. So if you guys want to talk about that, right, then great. And it says the cost will be debited from your life earns. So not bad, right? But there is like a renewal fee. And so on the security side, right, like I think my securities renewals for everything and for my states and all that stuff this year was close to 3 grand. I didn't pay that. It came out of my earns through securities over time, right? Now, I still paid it because that's 3 grand that didn't go in my pocket, right? I still paid it, but I didn't have to come out of pocket to pay it, if that makes sense. So, but if you don't produce, then you still owe, right? Like it's not, you don't just get a freebie. So you still have to produce. Um, but questions on any of that? Jen? No?
Not on that one. Just
Okay.
another question.
Yeah, go for it. Anything else? Go for it. Because we're not going to
Um,
get into like an actual one today. It doesn't seem like.
okay, quick question. Molly texted me and said that she and her husband both switched car insurance, and they're pretty sure a couple of other friends did, and wondered how that was going to work. So I did check my POL,
Yeah.
and I did see on January 14th that hers registered, but it didn't pay me. and I didn't know if it was going to roll up because we were kind of talking. She can't get paid,
Let me see.
but
I don't know.
we wondered if it would. And I
Let me
said,
see.
I'll check on it. But you were at the football game, and I was like, oh, he's at the Seahawks. I'll get with him later.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you're good. Yeah. Let me see. All apps, daily blast. Oh, I guess let's. I've never clicked this one. Auto and home tracking. Telling you guys, POL is like a labyrinth, right? There's just like layers upon layers upon layers. So while that is loading, I will click the daily blast though, and auto and home. Oh, crazy. Okay. I didn't even know this one. So there was
that
one
could
out
be your
there.
people.
So this is one of mine. She's one of my directs.
Okay.
Like so she's an agent. So this one for Molly, um, that's the only one that's gone through as an actual switch. Like nothing else at this point has processed
Hmm.
for the other people, right? If they switched,
Hmm.
then it just hasn't processed
Okay.
because let me see, December. No, nothing happened in December. So yeah, so if they switched, it just hasn't processed
Uh-huh.
yet, right? And then auto and home. Do we get anything for auto and home? I don't see anything. So annuity, PLPP, life bonus. No, right? So nothing's in there for auto and home. So it's one of those where kind of roll the dice. I mean, they switch. If they switched and they're happy, right, then cool. Um, then like the payment side of that is because they actually, you know what? That was December. Hold on. Oh yeah, I don't know. $73. Cool. Okay. So yeah, I guess we did. I guess we
So
did.
can
Yep.
how do we Venmo her or something on
Yeah,
that or?
I will. Yeah. Let me. So compensation, commissions. Somewhere in here. Auto home, auto home, auto home. Why can I not see this? What the hell's going on?
Hey, I know you have to leave soon, so I'm just going to
Yep.
ask you something really quickly because it just came up. So I
Yep.
was running the little text script with somebody, and I got to the
Mhm.
background check point, and she said, no, she's done insurance before and had a bad experience. She was supposed to be trained but left to sink or swim, and it was a
Mm.
bad environment experience. So I'm not sure how to approach that.
Okay. I would say, hey, listen, so affirm, answer, close, right? Like, hey, listen, I totally get that. And unfortunately, it happens in a lot of cases, but we have a great training program. There's a huge support system, right? If as long as you are engaged and you want to produce, somebody will be there to help you, train you at every step of the way. Is that something that you'd be open to trying again, knowing that? Question mark, right? And
Okay.
that's the truth. That's the God's honest
Yeah.
truth, right? Yeah.
Okay.
And just so, but acknowledge it, right? So yeah, there's a lot of people that, right? A lot of places in this industry that'll just tell you go get licensed, come back, and then tell you to figure it out. And that sucks. Like, but if you're somebody that really wants to make a go at it, we have a huge team. They're always ready to train you. There's more training than you can probably handle, honestly. It's just a matter of how much can you plug into and how much do you want to do, right? And we'll just kind of meet you where you are in terms of those levels. So cool. All right, guys. But yes,
Okay.
I do gotta go. Serena, I will talk to you at 10. Do me a favor, call me at 10, and then you can bring in Gentry or call me and then add him or call him and add me. I don't care how you want to do it. But yeah, we'll get that done today and we'll go from there. But guys, I'm around today, so if you have other questions, I have a break in the morning right now around 11, and then again at like 1 this afternoon. If you need something, that's if I don't talk to you, right? Like that's I'm busy in between those times. So cool. All right. Let me know what you need, and then I'll get this recording out there in case you want to go back and review that stuff. And then Serena, that other recording from yesterday should be up to you. I saw you were asking for it. All right. All right, guys. Bye.